sometimes I want to have like a strict and rigorous political message to go along with it, but sometimes I just kind of want to show you guys bad people having bad days. An attempt to hold a press conference by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and company was just shut down by protesters.
The people of this country, the answers to the questions.
We need a break. The left is interrupting the press conference. We need to end it.
The left.
Thank you. For those of you that really care about this process, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw here today is, again, the intolerant left. Here, I had to act.
Was that delivered ironically or unironically? Was that... People are running in with, like, we don't like rapists protest signs. Once again, the intolerant left has broken up our protest. Which, by the way, was anyone at this thing apart from the left-leaning people?
Actually, here, I'll give those back now. So the whistle...
The people of this...
I want to hear it again. It honestly sounds like the kind of wry delivery that you would expect from, like, a bread tuber going over footage of this event. You know what I mean? Like, there goes the intolerant left protesting rape.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw here today is, again, the intolerant left. Here, I had to actually... Here, I'll give those back now.
It's too good. Anyway, the fun continues, you know?
The media, you saw what happened here. The left shut us down. Yeah. They hate free speech. They hate free speech.
Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz? Are you a pedophile? Congressman, are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz?
Are you sure? What? Somebody take them away.
It's honestly just too good. I don't... How can I answer the question? Are you a pedophile? You need to overcome your mother. This is the best. It's amazing. And by the way, just to be clear, the only reason this happened is because Matt Gaetz and co. wanted it to be shut down, which is the reason why all of their butt buddies were so ready to, like, go up to the stage and say, this is the anti-free speech left, shutting down our protest with peaceful demonstrations. I mean, nobody here is throwing anything. They're just asking innocent questions and blowing on a whistle.
The media, you saw what happened here. The left shut us down.
And just, I like how, like, they're, like, over the whistle, over the woman asking if Matt Gaetz is a pedophile, this, like, soy-faced fuck, with the coral tie, rehearses the one line he prepared for this event when he knew it would get shut down because it's Matt Gaetz and nobody likes him anymore except for MTG. Walking forward and being like, mark the calendar. This is what happened today. The left shut us down because they hate free speech. Like, he's been waiting this entire time. He was, like, driving over here in the car, like, reading through his little script. The left shut us down, getting all psyched up.
The left shut us down. Yeah. They hate free speech. They hate...
We can just watch it again.
Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz? Are you a pedophile? Congressman, are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz?
Are you sure? What? Somebody take them.
It's so good. It's so good. Vosh, that sign said January 6th was an inside job. What do you think of it? No, because it was, like, openly done by the Republicans. It was inside implies that it was secret. But it was more like Trump assembled a mob, told them that democracy was going to die unless radical action was taken, and then sent them to the Capitol. I don't know. That'd be saying, like, it's a covert mission, you know? Like a secret... Yeah, it was more of just a job. I guess maybe that... Yeah, it was a job done inside a greenhouse. Or maybe an atrium, you know? It was an inside job, but all of the walls and the ceiling were made of glass, and everyone could see it being done from the from outside, you know? Yeah, this is the left's January 6th, the storming of the Matt Gaetz press conference. Anyway, as funny as this is on its own, and by the way, we need way more of this, okay? Like, if you're a Republican politician, you should never want to leave your house, because every nanosecond that you're exposed to the sun is an opportunity for people to ask you if you're a traitorous pedophile, okay? That's like that should be like every time. This is fun, but is it good optics? Yes, actually. Yeah, no, this is fine. Yes, this is totally fine, okay? They can bitch and moan about this all they want, but they look ridiculous, and there are like 5 people with signs. I mean, this if the people with the signs were like charging them or like beating them up or throwing stuff, then it would be pretty bad optics, because then it would be like, oh, they're literally using violence. But stuff like this, yeah, go for it. Have fun. Anyway, it's not just protesters that are ragging on Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz' future sister-in-law apologizes for calling him a pedophile, clarifies she should have called him an, I don't know how to pronounce this word, a fabophile? I only ever see this word online when people are typing it out to make fun of pedophiles defending their pedophilia. A phebophile? Is it a fe or a fee? I don't know. A phebophile. Let's just go with that, okay? Anyway, really coming in hot with this one. I read this morning, and it's just spectacular, okay? Representative Matt Gaetz's future sister-in-law appears to have had more than enough of the Florida congressman, posting 3 TikTok videos in the last 2 days slamming him as weird and creepy and a, quote, literal pedophile, which, of course, she apparently amended afterwards, you know. Which of the 3 were these? Have there been more?
Hello, whoever is going to watch this. I just wanted to make like a follow-up video, because while that other video was just like a short little humorous thing, there is so much more to the story and about like what I know about Matt Gaetz. And so I just wanted to like come on here and kind of clarify.
Okay, wait, so the other one. When a creepy old man tries to hit you at the bar, but your sister's engaged to a literal pedophile. You ever notice that Republicans are constantly getting family members coming out and saying they're worthless pieces of shit? Okay, now we get the
whoever is going to
follow-up.
watch this. I just wanted to make like a follow-up video, because while that other video was just like a short little humorous thing, there is so much more to the story and about like what I know about Matt Gaetz. And so I just wanted to like come on here and kind of clarify some things, because it was definitely a serious situation. And I also wanted to share a little bit of my story and why I have the perspective that I do. First off, I just wanted to clarify, I now realize that I use the incorrect terminology. It is not pedophilia, it is ephebophilia, which is being attracted to like post-pubescent teens in the age range of 15 to 19. I also want to clarify that this is a very long story that I'm going to have to sum up very quickly, and I also want to put it out there that this is from my point of view. There's 2 sides to every story, and I acknowledge that, but this is what I experienced. So last summer when I was living in DC and interning there, basically Matt had just started dating my sister, and he had a friend that I had met and kind of knew that was around.
Guys, the only reason she's giving the distinction is because she knows she's going to have other people point it out. I don't think this is her kowtowing, okay? I don't think this is a pro Matt Gaetz statement. I don't think she's backing off anything.
On Matt's age, like had a kid, had been divorced, and this guy kept telling me like, oh, Matt told me I should ask you out, like that we'd be great together, yada yada, and I would just make jokes and be like, haha, like I'm 19, like that's weird. And I just thought he was kind of joking, and then he definitely like started being more vocal and saying creepy things and being like, I had a boyfriend at the time. He's like, oh, when you break up with your boyfriend, let me know, and so you can have a real man. Just creepy stuff. And he later like texted me and was like, oh, sorry about what I said. I just wanted to get Matt off my back. Like Matt told me I should ask you out, yada, yada, yada. So I decided to confront Matt about it and be like, hey, why were you telling your friend to ask me out, and like be like, that's just weird and creepy. So come Thanksgiving, when I finally had the chance to see him face to face, I was straight up with him, and I was like, what is up with this? Why did your friend say this? Very much was like wanted to hear his side of the story, and he just immediately got so defensive, started yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist, was just 1,000% gaslighting me. I literally was just like standing there asking him, like, are you gonna listen to what I have to say? And he went full lawyer on me, like, I don't have to listen to you, I don't have to answer your questions, whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, someone who is innocent shouldn't be getting so defensive and literally being.
So he was like, pushing for his like old friend to like hook, or like for his sister to get with his old sister to be sister-in-law when she's like 19 or something. Tell me if I'm missing any of this. And when confronted on this, he was like, wait, what? No, I don't have to answer it. I don't have to answer anything to you. What? What are you? You're crazy. Like, just absolutely malfunctioned, like, as a human being. Is that what took place? Am I getting this?
Being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl, it was just beyond me.
20.
I want to make. So basically, to continue the story, after I had this encounter with Matt and just saw his character and the type of person he is, when everything came out about him, I honestly, unfortunately, was not surprised. And it wasn't just this encounter I had with Matt. When I was in DC, I heard kind of through the grapevine stuff about him. You know, everything is hearsay, but just he had a reputation for prowling after college girls when he's a grown man, and to me that's just kind of weird. And while that little video I made was such a minuscule thing and I know does not properly bring to light the whole situation, if I can just bring some attention to it so people are aware of
by the way, I just want to say one thing, because I've already seen people defending this behavior on Twitter, okay? So leaving aside the whole Matt Gaetz sex trafficking 17-year-old thing, which is a whole thing, there are some people being like, dude, what's wrong with hooking up with college girls, okay? And the answer is, there's nothing wrong with hooking up with college girls, okay? But there is something wrong with being known as the guy who goes after college girls. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense to people? You know? There's a very big difference between those things, okay? If you're like, even if you're like 40 or something, and it's like, oh, there's like a 22-year-old and she met me at a bar and she's hot, we feel like, okay, whatever, like, okay. But if you're going after like college girls, there's a pretty huge difference. Like, why specifically those college girls, you know? What about this relatively young, powerless demographic makes them so attractive to you? You know, you're like 40. Don't you want like an adult with a career or some kind of like strong life ambition or something like that, you know? It's just a little weird for that to be like a consistent pattern. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know how he's never had a, what is it, a girlfriend older than 25 or something? You know? Like, if Leonardo DiCaprio had a girlfriend who was 25, I wouldn't think that was that weird, I guess. I mean, maybe it is a little weirder than having like a girl closer to your age, but okay. But it's the constantly cycling back to the young girl whenever the last one gets older than like 25 that makes it really, really weird. I think most people get this intuitively. That's why a lot of people have a it's still weird. Well, then it's a hell of a lot less weird. Does anyone have that chart? Leonardo DiCaprio. When you look that up, one of the first autofills is girlfriend. Can I get girlfriend chart? Can we get the math out? There it is. Oh, it's such a good chart, man. Dude, it's such a banger. This is so good. Look at this. Yeah, 25. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. Like the girl gets older and then boop, down to 20. She's 25, boop, down to 23, boop, down to 22, boop, down to 20. Like he found a 23-year-old and he was like, nah, that's too old. And then a 22-year-old and he was like, nah, that's too old still. And he goes down to a 20. And by the way, my brother, who is an adult man with a career, and I still think of him as my baby brother, okay? My brother is 23. The idea of Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 20-year-old is insane to me. That is unfathomable to me. That is like that is like mind-melting, you know? Like they must be like infants or something, you know? Anyway, 22, then 21, then 25, then 24, then 25, then 20, it's like so on and so on. Anyway, like I'm saying, pretty big difference between
what is going
like,
on, and people can be held
I hooked up with a college girl and I go after college girls. I think most people intuitively get that, you know? Most people, like, I think most people understand that. I like, on an intuitive level, they know there's a big difference there, you know?
Held accountable, that's my goal. And as someone who has personally experienced a ton of creepy old politician men hitting on me when I was underage and experiencing sexual assault at that age by people of power, it's just very disheartening, and I have zero tolerance for people like him. And I think politicians need to be held accountable for their actions, and I'm tired of them getting away with this type of stuff. And I think it's important that we are just aware and hold people accountable to whatever extent we can. There is so much more I could say, but I just kind of wanted to make a little bit of a clarifying video. So thanks for coming to this TED Talk. That's all.
What a wonderful TED Talk. Yeah, anyway, good luck to her. Hope there's not any crazy blowback in her direction, you know? Oh yeah, it's like race. Like, if you casually date a white person, okay, whatever. I guess that's fine. But if you only date white people... That's a joke. Don't interpret that in any way, because it means nothing. Anyway, hope she's doing okay. Hope there's not too many blowbacks in the future. And yeah, it just seems like Matt Gaetz is having a really bad day. How is Matt Gaetz not in prison right now, lol? Because the trial hasn't started. I mean, he's under investigation. He hasn't been convicted. Seems like he will be, you know? Seems like that's coming on down the line. There's also a much greater barrier to entry for getting the incarceration of like a congressperson, you know? But TikTok is full of Zoomer race fetishism. Tempting as it is, I'm afraid we have neither the time nor the interest to unpack all of the insane, stupid bullshit that happens 24/7 on TikTok, okay? Every once in a while, I think I should appeal to the TikTok fans who like me, because I have like 200,000 followers on TikTok. I'm big on TikTok. Medium on TikTok, I don't know. I have a platform there. And every once in a while I see, like, what's the drama today there? And I look at the drama going on there today, and it's meaningless and asinine and utterly insane. And most pressingly of all of it will be fixed as soon as all of the people involved in the discourse are old enough to vote. I cannot even begin to tell you how many horrible political opinions I had when I was 18. Not reactionary stuff, by the way. I don't mean reactionary like I'm on the right. I mean just really stupid ideas. You know what I mean? Like, what if we actually did annex Canada? Or I think that we could wipe this city off the map and it would make things better. Or what if we covertly assassinated this guy? Like, I'm 15 and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But if I had a social media account back then, and because some of these 15-year-olds these days, they have like a voice, they're influencers, which is disgusting and a human rights violation, by the way. But if I had one back then, you all would have been seeing that shit. Fucking Zoomer Vosh would have been on TikTok going, you know, like, yeah, dude, the way for what we need to do, we need to send like Green Berets in to take out Kim Jong-un. And was that the one back then? Kim Il-sung? I don't know. Then what we'll bring them freedom. Like, it's not even because I don't know anything about capitalism or communism or Judaism or anything. I'm just saying shit because I'm a fucking idiot and I'm 15. What is this? Oh, here, wait. Vermin like this. TikTok is Tumblr at its worst, but worse. I'm serious. The glorification of mental illness and trauma, constantly trying to one-up each other's suffering, faking really serious conditions for clout, obsessing over the blandest possible white men, whatever the fuck reality shifting is, phantom culture, unhealthy sexual fantasies, etc. Except this time your real face and name are attached to it. Are you guys ready for the hot double take? I bet you the person who typed this out is as bad as, if not more toxic than, the average TikTok user. And they're identifying one half of the bad things on TikTok because they are the other half of those bad things. That's the real dig right there, okay? It's like an infection. You come back with it when you run to the city to announce the infection in the neighboring town, you bring not only the news but the infection itself.